In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NFL games happening on September 15, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NFL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Las Vegas Raiders versus Baltimore Ravens. In Week 2 of the NFL season, we are treated to an intriguing matchup as the Las Vegas Raiders face off against the Baltimore Ravens. This Sunday's game, held at M&T Bank Stadium and broadcast on CBS, is more than just another contest on the schedule. It's a crucial early season test to see which team can position itself as a legitimate playoff contender. The Raiders are entering this game at 0-1 after suffering a 22-10 road loss to the Los Angeles Chargers. Meanwhile, the Ravens are also looking to rebound, following a Week 1 loss on the road against the Kansas City Chiefs in a close Thursday night showdown. Both teams sit at 0-1, but things aren't looking as bleak for the Ravens. First, their loss came against the defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs, one of the league's toughest opponents. Second, having played on Thursday night, the Ravens are coming into this matchup well rested with extra time to prepare. Baltimore played a strong game in Week 1 that came down to the final play. Had tight end Isaiah likely managed to stay in bounds, the Ravens might have either forced overtime or won the game outright. Quarterback Lamar Jackson was in MVP form, throwing for 273 yards with 1 touchdown, no interceptions, and adding 122 rushing yards to his already stellar performance. The Ravens certainly have momentum on their side despite the loss. On the other hand, the outlook for the Raiders isn't nearly as positive. Their offense, led by Gardner Minshew, struggled as expected, and they only managed to put up 10 points in their Week 1 loss to the Chargers. While standout defensive end Max Crosby delivered his usual high-level play, he will face a tougher challenge this week in trying to disrupt a dynamic and mobile quarterback like Lamar Jackson. The Raiders' offense showed little promise, and that doesn't bode well going into a game against a Ravens defense that was the NFL's best last season and looks just as formidable this year. The Raiders' inability to generate offense in Week 1 raises concerns as they now face a Ravens team eager to bounce back from their narrow season opening defeat. The Baltimore defense, which allowed the fewest points in the NFL last season, remains a force to be reckoned with, and the Raiders' shaky run defense, which ranked 20th last year, will have its hands full with not only Lamar Jackson but also newly acquired running back Derrick Henry. Baltimore racked up 452 total yards against a strong Kansas City defense in Week 1, so it's hard to envision the Raiders doing much damage after their own offense only managed 10 points and 296 total yards in their opener. Additionally, 5 of the Ravens' home wins last season were by margins of at least 10 points, underscoring their dominance on home turf. The Ravens are undoubtedly the superior team, even with a few key players missing. They also have the advantage of extra rest, having played their Week 1 game on Thursday, compared to the Raiders, who played on Sunday. This game is also the Ravens' home opener, and with Baltimore likely to integrate Derrick Henry more into their offense, expect a well-rounded and dominant performance. The Raiders struggled to move the ball against a mediocre Chargers defense, and now they face a Ravens defense that is far better. Although I'm typically hesitant to give up this many points in an NFL game, I have even less confidence in backing the Raiders. I don't see them keeping this road game within single digits against one of the NFL's best teams, making the Baltimore Ravens to win and cover the spread as the favorite our full game side pick. The Raiders will likely depend on their defense to keep them competitive in this game, as their offense, led by Gardner Minshew, remains lackluster. Minshew is a middle-of-the-road quarterback, and their running game is average at best. Last season, the Raiders' offense ranked near the bottom of the league, sitting 29th in plays per game, a clear indicator of their slow pace. On the other side, Baltimore doesn't exactly operate at a lightning speed either, ranking 15th in plays per game last season. However, the Raiders' defense is their strength, ranking among the league leaders in points allowed last year. They also put up a strong effort in Week 1, limiting the Chargers' potent offense to just 11 first downs. This game is likely to be a slower-paced affair, with both teams draining the clock. While Lamar Jackson may not run the ball 16 times like he did last week, the Ravens will likely rely rely heavily on Derrick Henry, handing him the ball to chew up the clock and extend drives. On the Raiders side, wide receiver Davante Adams had a quiet start to the season, but he will be the primary focus for the Ravens defense. Look for Baltimore to focus on shutting him down and keeping the Raiders offense in check. Ultimately, this game will likely feature more field goals than touchdowns, as both teams struggle to consistently find the end zone. For these reasons, under the projected total is our full game total pick. New Orleans Saints versus Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys will welcome the New Orleans Saints to AT&T Stadium for an exciting National Football Conference matchup on Sunday afternoon. Both teams left a strong impression in their Week 1 performances, setting the stage for what could be one of the most thrilling games of the weekend. The Saints made a statement by dominating the Carolina Panthers, posting a score that looked more like something you'd expect from a college football game. On the other hand, the Cowboys took care of business on the road in Cleveland, putting on one of the most commanding performances of the opening week. Though the Cowboys won their 2021 meeting by 10 points, the significant changes to both teams' rosters over the past few seasons suggest this matchup could go either way. Coming into the season, the general consensus was to temper expectations for the Saints. Concerns about their quarterback situation, rumors surrounding head coach Dennis Allen's job security, and the long-anticipated effects of the salary cap finally catching up to them were just some of the reasons for the skepticism. However, many of these doubts seem to evaporate after their Week 1 demolition of the Panthers. With a 47-10 victory, the Saints appeared to be a team on the rise in the National Football Conference. But was that win a true reflection of their improvement, or simply a result of facing a weak opponent? It's more likely that the Panthers' poor performance contributed to the lopsided score. Meanwhile, the Cowboys entered the season with plenty of noise surrounding them after a turbulent offseason. However, they quickly silenced critics by routing the Cleveland Browns on the road, delivering one of the weekend's most dominant performances. Now, Dallas returns home to face a Saints team in a situation that favors the Cowboys. There were certainly promising signs for the Saints offense in Week 1, especially with Derek Carr's effective use of play-action passes and the increase in offensive motion. This led to one of Carr's best performances in recent memory, though I expect a regression when facing a Dallas defense that caused all sorts of problems for Deshaun Watson last week. On the flip side, the Cowboys' offense looked sharp against a Browns defense that was arguably the best unit at home in 2023. While the loss of tight end Jake Ferguson might be felt, Dallas should still be able to move the ball efficiently against a Saints defense that struggled more against the run than the pass last season. Historical trends also work in Dallas' favor. Teams coached by Dennis Allen are just 5-16-2 against the spread following a win, a troubling statistic for the Saints as they step up in competition following their easy victory over Carolina. While the Saints impressed in their opener, they are in for a much tougher challenge in Week 2 against a Dallas team that excels on both sides of the ball. The Cowboys showcased their ability to dominate in every aspect of the game during their road victory over Cleveland, demonstrating a balance that will make it hard for New Orleans to keep pace. Defensively, Dallas is built to win at the line of scrimmage and apply constant pressure on Derek Carr, giving their athletic secondary ample opportunities to create turnovers. The Cowboys are well positioned to win the turnover battle, which will provide them with additional possessions and put them in control of the game. With all of this in mind, the Dallas Cowboys to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Since 2023, the Dallas Cowboys have consistently been involved in high-scoring affairs, with 12 of their last 20 games surpassing the posted total, including their season opener in 2023. When playing at home during this stretch, 6 out of 9 games have also gone over the total. Additionally, following a win, 9 of their last 12 games have exceeded the expected point total. On the other side, the New Orleans Saints have seen 7 of their 18 games since 2023 hit the over, including 3 of their 9 road games. Their 2024 opener against the Panthers also finished over the projected total. Given these trends, this upcoming clash between the Cowboys and Saints is shaping up to be a high-scoring battle. Therefore, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Los Angeles Rams versus Arizona Cardinals. Week 2 of the NFL season brings a host of thrilling matchups, and one of the most anticipated games is the divisional clash between the Los Angeles Rams and the Arizona Cardinals. The Rams have had the upper hand in their previous encounters with the Cardinals, winning both games in the 2023 season. In October, Los Angeles secured a decisive 26-9 victory over Arizona and followed that up with a commanding 37-14 win on the road in November. This Sunday, the National Football Football Conference West showdown will take place at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. The Rams came close to securing a victory in their Week 1 matchup against the Detroit Lions, but an unfortunate coin toss result during overtime deprived them of an opportunity to possess the ball. Despite this setback, Los Angeles managed to keep pace with the Lions' high-octane offense, especially with Matthew Stafford's return to Detroit adding extra excitement. However, the defeat was further compounded by the news that Puka Nacua, the breakout receiver, suffered a significant injury during the game. Nacua is expected to be sidelined for at least 4 weeks, which means the passing attack will now rely heavily on Stafford and Cooper Kupp. In the latter half of the game last week, we saw a glimpse of this setup as Kupp ended the match with an impressive 21 targets, 14 receptions, and 110 yards. With Nacua out, look for Tyler Johnson, Colby Parkinson, and Demarcus Robinson to see increased roles in the offense, while Kyren Williams will likely take center stage in the ground game. The Cardinals, like the Rams, are also starting the season at 0-1 following a narrow 6-point loss to the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. While there were certainly areas of concern from the defeat, there were also some positive takeaways. One of the main disappointments was the minimal impact of Marvin Harrison Jr., the Cardinals' first-round draft pick, who was anticipated to play a significant role in the offense. Unfortunately, Kyler Murray barely targeted Harrison throughout the game. On a brighter note, Murray and James Conner excelled in the running game, combining for over 100 yards and a touchdown as they challenged the Bills' defense. However, there are still concerns about the Cardinals' defense, which struggled last season and allowed 34 points and over 350 yards of total offense to the Bills. The Rams' defense, which has been effective in previous games, could prove to be a decisive factor in this matchup. Thus, the Los Angeles Rams to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The Rams experienced difficulties in finishing drives during their game last Sunday, an issue that also plagued them during the playoffs last year. They had to settle for field goals too often, which hindered their ability to take an early lead. On Sunday, against the Cardinals, the Rams' offense will have a different look without Nacua and with an injured offensive line. Expect the Rams to rely heavily on their running game and maintain a quick passing approach, as evidenced by Kupp's 14 receptions in Week 1. This strategy will likely help to slow down the game and limit big plays. The Cardinals' offense showed a different rhythm in the second half against the Bills, and aside from a kickoff return touchdown, they would have only scored 3 points after halftime. The Rams' defense looked dynamic and aggressive against the Lions, although they appeared vulnerable against the run. It's expected that the Cardinals will emphasize their running game, particularly with James Conner, who is more of a power back and less prone to long runs. It could be challenging for the Rams' offense at times due to injuries affecting at least 4 of their key offensive linemen. This will undoubtedly impact their performance, even though they are facing a struggling Arizona defense. Conversely, there are doubts about the effectiveness of Arizona's offense. Kyler Murray continues to be viewed as an overrated quarterback, and adding rookie Marvin Harrison Jr. to the mix may not address the team's issues. Harrison had only 1 catch for 4 yards last weekend. The Cardinals might attempt to replicate the Lions' strategy by focusing on running the ball against the Rams. This was a clear area of weakness for Los Angeles in their previous game. However, it's worth noting that Arizona's offensive line is among the weakest in the league, whereas Detroit's line is considered the best. While Arizona will likely try to establish a run game, their success may be limited. Expect the game to be characterized by a running clock and a slow pace. This could lead to a time of possession battle that might be decided in the latter stages of the game. Therefore, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.